Smart boards like this existed when I was in high school, in our school, but they are mostly non-functional due to projectors, well, are always broken though. But now, in just one click, you can open MS Teams, which is a fairly modern counterpart of learning. And it's very, very easy to use, and also a very useful platform, especially now during the pandemic. It has helped me and helped many other students to, receive learning even remotely. Smart TVs now exist, and with just a flick of the switch, you can connect it to the internet and watch anything, such as music videos in YouTube. We used to have CRT TVs, and those TVs usually are not of high quality, those displays, and we can only use either a DVD player or antenna to watch something on those TVs. But here, smart TVs, you can connect it to the internet. Some smart TVs are also so smart you can control it with your voice, but it's not with this TV though. So in case of business, the industry that is mostly benefited by it is the industry of BPOs, or what we commonly call call centers. So BPOs, or business process outsourcing, greatly benefited through the use of IT, since internet has greatly connected the world. And if you are outsourcing for companies in or companies from other countries, benefited in lowering the cost when they implement this system, since they will be paying much lower to the wages to workers from foreign countries, especially in the Philippines, since there is a much lower cost of living here. And many people are also enticed in working in BPO, since companies from other countries pay more in terms of what you earn, or compared to what you earn normally in jobs here in the Philippines. In terms of communication, IT has greatly improved the way we communicate in our lives. So before, we used to call our relatives using a telephone, but now you can just call them using a smartphone. Smartphone is sometimes much more easier to use than a telephone, since in telephones you need to know what you will call. And my parents used to say that in the past, telephones or telephone companies such as PLDT used to have operators, which you would call and tell the number of who you want to call to be able to connect. But using a smartphone, it's a much more direct call. You just type in the number you call, and the other party will receive your call. So IT has generally improved the way we communicate. So in terms of healthcare, in the past, we usually used this kind of equipment, which is a sphygmomanometer with a stethoscope. And used with a stethoscope, you can use it to measure the blood pressure of a person. So usually using a sphygmomanometer is hard, and only trained professionals such as nurses can properly interpret how to use or how to properly use the sphygmomanometer. But now, you can easily use this, a blood pressure monitor, or a digital, somewhat a digital kind of a sphygmomanometer. So, to use it, you just press a button to turn it on. Oh no. But this doesn't have a battery. It can either run with a battery or with a plug. You can plug this in. So with this, you can measure your blood pressure and you can monitor it at home. And it becomes much more easier to maintain your health, especially for my mother who have hypertension. And you do not need to go anymore to health centers or to the hospital just to know your blood pressure. So, in terms of agriculture, though one of the greatest tools that IT has contributed to it is weather apps. So weather apps could give you weather forecast about incoming storms and thunderstorms and the temperature and the expected weather of the following days. So using IT, especially AI and machine learning, meteorologists could predict the weather much better than previously than using previous methods. So apps you can use in tracking the weather includes AccuWeather, the Null Earth School, which could give you wind direction and also rain accumulation, and also Windy, a much easier application where you can track not just rain and thunderstorms, the wind direction, and temperature and humidity, which is a very helpful set of data and information which should help farmers in better managing their farmlands. So online shopping platforms has greatly defined the lives of many Filipinos, especially now during the pandemic. So two or of the major online selling platforms are Shopee and Lazada. And here you can just type in what you want, such as, maybe a phone case. So phone case. I'm sorry, it's a phone case. Anyway, so just type in what you want, and you can find many sellers and many variations and designs for phone case. So online selling, especially using Shopee and Lazada, has greatly made shopping convenient and buying things online. But also there are repercussions such as plastic waste and also scams, since there are many sellers in these platforms, and also some sellers are unchecked or unverified, and you can get false products and false advertising. So portable gaming has generally improved in the last 2 decades of it existing. So the earliest example of a portable gaming device is here, the Nintendo Game Boy. Specifically, this is a Game Boy Advance SP, which is released back in 2003. So the game I really like playing here is this Tetris, and it's a very calming game for its simplicity. Then another platform I used to game in is the PlayStation Portable or the PSP. Here it introduced me to the game franchise of God of War, which is a game franchise I'm very fond of even now. And the most modern iteration of a portable gaming platform is this, another Nintendo product, the Nintendo Switch. And this is one of my most favorite games I play here, the Animal Crossing. And another great game you can play here is the Breath of the Wild, the modern iteration of the Legend of Zelda franchise.